Now, something that's I'm thinking about as I've built a business, I've always referred to my network. My
Mhm.
network. I take care of my customers. They take care of me long after YouTube is done and gone. So the security of the app. So say I'm new. I'm 10 years younger than I am now, and I said, okay, I'm going to use Handiworks to build my business. And I do. I'm ambitious. I bring people to the platform. It starts growing and growing and growing.
Mhm.
What's to say if Handiworks crashes, it's all gone.
Yeah.
That, now, that's the only way I have to communicate with all these people. It's my
Mhm.
livelihood. It's how I'm going to put my kids through college. It's how
Mhm.
I, put food on the table. Is there a backup that I can have all their contacts? And let's just say the internet goes away or something like that, and we go back to using phones and phone lines. I can call. Can I call them all back and say, hey, this is the handyman. Yeah, the app exploded or something like that. Because
Yeah.
I don't want to lose all that drive, that effort to build a business
Mhm.
through Handiworks.
Yeah. Well,
Just
and that's a really good idea. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna steal your idea and create something to implement that, just in case. I don't think we're gonna need it, but just in case, I'm gonna make a process where you can uh, export an Excel spreadsheet with all your customer detail on it. And and this is just a fresh idea that you just gave me, and this is part of the other process when I go through these test requests with providers. I always ask for feedback, and I've gotten a lot of good feedback, and I've added some features that people have suggested that would make better sense. There was one dude in particular who said, "What if I'm not logged in the app and I have a direct customer book me? How am I going to know?" And I was like, "Well, that's a good idea." And so what we came up with is that if you're not logged into the app and somebody books you, you'll still get an email alert saying, XYZ booked a request, and
booked
then
an email
and then
because
you
I,
won't
I
have
close
to.
everything out. As soon as I'm done with an app, I'm always closing all the apps down because I just don't want them all running and sending me,
Right.
stuff.
Yeah, and then so going back to your doomsday prediction here, one of the funny things, and this is a real story, and I'm not going to mention what app it was, but I will say one of the kind of the more popular ones during this whole coronavirus thing. That app actually went down, and a lot of people were scrambling, and this is one of the more popular ones who they have like multi-million dollar investments, and they have things kind of moving, but because of the virus hit, like, they went dead, and so that left people scrambling, and that's going back to the beginning of our conversation where instead of being in a position where you're being spoon-fed by this company who ultimately dictates your success, with the Handiworks app you have a lot more mobility to be yourself, and run people back directly to you, and grow and still maintain your business. And one of the things around the price structure that is different from us from other apps is that with these other apps, a you can hire somebody to walk your dog, you can hire somebody to fix your cabinets, you can get a whole plethora of services from one place, right? Which it's convenient, but in terms of construction, who's vetting these people? The same people that are making sure you know how to walk a dog, they're going to make sure that you know how to install cabinets. Like, that's not, from the consumer perspective, that's not real. They're getting burned, and these companies are placing people with unknown providers. There's no oversight, right? So that's one component. But the other component is that with these other apps, you're able to get in there and set your own rates, right? And so if me and you both have a 5-star review, but I'm $30 an hour cheaper than you, who do you think is going to get the job?
Mm.
You know what I mean? They're not going to say, "Wait a minute, this guy's $60. I'm going for him." That,
Yeah.
that's not the
Yeah.
nature of the customer. And
If they don't know us at all, they're just a random customer coming in. They see the
right,
same ratings.
right.
They're obviously going to take the less expensive route.
Right. And so because they have this free standing kind of pricing structure, it drives it down in most cases. It doesn't drive it up. So your success is based on who else is in the network, and if everybody's, fighting over scraps, I mean, who wants to be a part of that? You know what I mean? And so that's kind of some of the thinking that went into the whole system. And I feel like there was no stones unturned when we were building this thing, and the fact that I had a whole year to really refine it too, that really was helpful. And what I've gathered so far from these enrollment requests is that some of these other people who are involved with these other apps, they have confirmed that for sure we have the superior design in terms of the functionality, how it fits the business, the flexibility that the provider has, where you're not kind of constricted behind, some corporate, model that doesn't fit to your life.